Well, hello and good morning, and welcome to this week's Monday Motivation. The motivation designed specifically for your Monday, especially for your morning, and even essentially for your week. And this week's Monday Motivation, I'm simply calling it Move It Motivation. So thank you for joining me, thank you for watching, and thank you for all of you who send me messages and comment and watch the replays and love and like. These have been going for 4.5 years. So if you have been shared this Facebook Live, shared this video, or even are watching it on a replay somewhere like YouTube, let me introduce myself. My name's Jenny Kovacs, and I'm in the field of visibility, and by that it means that I started off as a coach, as a life coach, and then about 10.5 years ago now, when I started my business, I segued into helping people to be able to put themselves out there. So I have been in the field of visibility for 10.5 years, and I'm passionate about this field because I've seen far too many brilliant people, brilliant businesses, and brilliant professionals get stuck in being brilliant but not being able to articulate it, not being able to express it, not feeling like they're good enough to do it. And I really want to put a stop to that. So you are likely to be an ambitious business person, you're likely to be a business owner, maybe an author, a speaker, or even a sales professional. I have lots of sales professional execs who watch these videos and often comment. So if you, like Eunice, is saying, "Good morning, Jenny," I was saying good morning back. Who else we've got? Oh, Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Good morning. Thank you for watching. So the first thing that I would like to do is say happy spring equinox. So thank you so much for watching. And if you could give me a thumbs up or a love heart as well. I love to see, especially the pink across the screen at this time in the morning. I think I'm full of the joys of spring because I actually woke up quite early this morning, a lot earlier than I needed to. So I'm up, fired up, ready to go and ready to help. So I love to help you feel ready and able to stand out and put yourself out there and be 100% visible in an authentic way, anytime, any place, anywhere. And one of the things that I realise and recognise from doing this work is that the only way that we can do this in a congruent way, the only way that we can do this in a confident way, and the only way that we get to do this consistently is when it comes from the inside out. So whilst I'll share many tips and tools and techniques of what to actually do and how to actually do it, I also will help you to feel that sense of chilled certainty and confidence from the inside. So what is Move It Monday Motivation all about, or Move It Motivation about? I thought I would share some tips this week on, especially with this kind of spring feel in the air. Everything feels like it's kind of opening up again, doesn't it? Everything feels like the energy of the planet feels like the buds are opening, and in fact we've had physical sight of that with daffodils, bluebells, blossoms and things that are happening on this hemisphere anyway, because I know some of you watch from New Zealand and Australia. So one of the things that I have been talking a lot with clients, and I just thought, like, this is literally skimming the surface, but I thought this would be a really great topic for a Monday Motivation, is what can sometimes happen when we're stuck, or when we are worried about kind of how we move forward, or wondering how we just get stuff done. And it comes down to something quite simple that we often forget, although I know Eunice won't forget this, because Eunice is a yogi teaching will writer, so she does both those things, and as a yogi she'll know the importance of movement. So here are a few things that you can do to really help to incorporate this Monday Motivation into your life. Well, first of all, you can check out Eunice, because that's what she does. So you can check her out and check out some of the yoga stuff that she does, as well as the other stuff that she does. But here's why this is important. A lot of the time, and this happened quite recently, I was working with a client who really wanted to put themselves out there in terms of video, in terms of public speaking. And they didn't like doing it. They expressed a feeling of anxiety that came over them when it came to put themselves out there. And one of the things I was able to help them with is how they can move it through the body. So what this is about is often when we feel afraid or we feel like we can't do something, it feels like we're stuck in our head, but actually there'll be different parts of the body, and this is why this is hard to bespoke for a Monday motivation or motivational video. But it will be different things that will set us off in different ways, different parts of the body for different people. And somewhere in the body will be held this fear. It like literally could be as random as in your knee, you know? And the good thing about movement is it helps to release these things, helps to release it out of the body. And I hear people that say, oh, but I can't do this because, like when I started training for the London Marathon, people would tell me I can't run because, you know, I injured my knee, or I can't do this. And I'm not talking about necessarily pounding the pavement, although for other people it might be. But this is about moving and releasing things out of the body, because the thing that I know for sure is that when we get stuck, when we feel demotivated, even when we feel down, our movement literally stilts or stops. So if we can get used to moving our body for certain things, then we'll find it different. So I wrote down a couple of examples. So you'll hear a lot of people that talk about meditation. They'll talk about meditation in the morning, and some people struggle with that. I know that years ago I struggled with this as well. The thought of just sitting still for 5 seconds used to terrify me, and then sitting still, closing your eyes, emptying your mind, not thinking of anything, and then all of a sudden I thought about the washing that needed doing, the shopping, the things I needed to do on my to-do list, the things that I hadn't remembered to put on my to-do list, and it all felt a bit too much. So one of the things that you can do, and you can, if you're already meditating, keep that practice, but you might want to incorporate something else. So why not do something like a walking meditation? And this is especially important in these times, and during these times where you know, we are certainly here in the UK, we're on lockdown, which means that we're kind of a little bit under house arrest. However, it doesn't mean that we can't exercise or take a right to move. So perhaps, you know, put some time in your calendar. Maybe when you get up, first thing you do is take 10 minutes, especially now today in London. It's a blue sky. It looks like the beginning of a gorgeous summer's day. Maybe the temperature might not be there, but why not take some time sorry, I'm gonna put my glasses on and read the comments in a second. But why not take some time to maybe get up, put your trainers or your walking shoes by the side of your bed, literally take a nice sip of water, and then for 10 minutes just go and walk with nothing on your mind. You know, you're not going to the post office, you're not going to the shops, you're just walking and moving your body. So give that a go. It's a really great way to clear your head, and it's a really great way to you know, to have the stuff that's in there kind of lifted out. So that's one thing that you can try. I'm just going to go back and read the comments. Let me put my glasses on so you don't get quite important to read those out. So Tracy's saying, and I know that she put this comment on a minute or two ago, when I talked about it being blue skies in London, and she's saying she agrees. The sun, blue skies and spring flowers bring a different energy. They certainly do. And it's funny that you say this, Tracy. I feel very much the same. I am definitely a warm weather type kind of gal. But there's something about seeing colour, you know, pink, white blossoms, blue sky. Even in November, when it's one of those icy, cold, frosty mornings, but the sky is blue, I still feel happy. And I was writing about this a few days ago. Many of you will know, if you're watching this, that this Thursday, Friday and Saturday, I'm actually running a 3-day live virtual event called Get Out There. And I tell you this because there is a session, I think it's session 5, which is going to be on the Saturday morning, where I talk about the importance of colour, not only on our mindset and our psyche, but when we're conveying a message, when we're being more visible, when we're putting ourselves out there. And some people equate this to branding, and there's a certain truth of colour psychology and branding, but there's lots of things that we can do to feel ready to, whether it's a video, whether it's public speaking, even if we're feeling confident and ready, I still use these tips to this day. And the combinations of colours really has a lot to do with this, and really has a lot to do with how we feel, how confident we feel. So slight segue, but wanted to respond to Tracy's point about the sun, the blue skies, and the spring flowers definitely do bring a different energy. Hey! Let me put my glasses on. We've got a good morning there from Lovely Grace. Hi, Lovely Grace, and thank you for popping by and saying good morning. Tracy's talking about where she holds tension, and she says she holds tension in her right shoulder and lower back. Stretching helps. It definitely does. I could talk about this, even though this is not my area of expertise in terms of where we're holding stress and things like that. But what I do know is that sometimes, something that ends up or lands in the shoulder could have come from the neck. I mean, think about this. I'm sat here, you're here, my computer's here, my window's here. If there was something that I was doing, just this could end up not only in my shoulder, but it could go down to my hip, my knee. It could start up or down. So any osteopaths or chiropractors watching this will know. Eunice will definitely know because of her yogi skills. Not that she does yoga like this. So yes, definitely something to be aware of. Okay, just making sure I haven't missed any comments. I'm saying hi to those of you watching. Do share this video, and here's the best way to share this. Either share it on your personal profile, on your Facebook profile, because you never know who of your friends or family might need to see this message. So I'm going to take my glasses off so you don't see the green circles there, because it looks a bit alien-like. Or if there is somebody specifically that comes to mind that may have been struggling that you know in this area, why not send this video, share it with them as a private message, and don't just share the link, they'll think you've been hacked. Share the link and let them know, I watched this morning and I said this thing about blue skies, and I thought you might like to watch it too. And for those of you who are in groups where you're allowed to share this kind of stuff, then by all means do share it there too. So, first move it motivation tip is around people talk about meditation. Why not try a walking meditation? And the reason that I advise walking over running is if you run first thing in the morning, that's fine. There's something about the pounding of the pavement that still releases stuff from the body, but in a different way. A walking meditation, even if you live in a busy city, allows the kind of space in the mind, time to think. So when you're going out somewhere and you're walking and you're not on a mission, maybe you're not necessarily even walking the dog, you're just going out with no purpose. No, I have to get somewhere by a certain time or I have to do something. It has a different kind of effect, kind of like within our mind. So give that a go. Now, you'll know that as a visibility specialist, I'm all about helping people to put themselves out there in a way where they're listened to and taken seriously. They know what to say, and they know sometimes which stories to tell. And one of the things that comes up a lot, whether it's spoken as in public speaking or whether it's spoken on video, is that there are certain elements of video that people don't like. And while there's a gazillion tips that I could share with you on that, I want to talk about the importance of movement. So one of the things you'll notice is that when you feel worried, and I'm demonstrating it physically for you now, even though I don't feel worried, so it's playing with my brain. But if you feel worried about being on camera, you're likely to move less, your voice will go a bit quieter because you're not feeling so confident. All of a sudden, the animation that you have in real life when you speak goes. So one of the things to do, you'll notice when I do a video, I move my hands everywhere, even though the videographer once told me, only move your hands between here and here. Don't worry about it. Move your hands, express yourself, move your body, move your head around, have a conversation, much like you're speaking to somebody in the flesh, because you will look at them in the eye, you'll look up, you'll look around, and you'll keep coming back to them. And that kind of movement is really helpful. So my top tip for those of you who are doing video, whether you've been doing it for years or new to video or thinking about doing it, is keep it moving. Keep your body moving. And when I get to work with people personally, I get to go in deeper as to which parts of anxiety they're showing when it comes to video, as in what to do. There are numerous things, and it's different for different people. Sometimes people want to bring the energy. So things that you can do in terms of movement before, things that you can do during, and by the time afterwards, depending on how you feel afterwards, whether there's movement there or not. But there are lots of different things that you can do, whether you're public speaking or whether you're putting yourself out there on video. It depends on you, and it depends on where you feel and if you feel that anxiety. So I say this because I spoke to 2 people around this last week, and I've got a couple of my callers for today. You'll know that Monday is my coaching day. It kind of goes back to back, and in between I'll have breaks to do other things. But what I tend to do is I tend to talk a lot about the importance of movement, and this is not in terms of performance for camera. This is in terms of movement that really helps you to be the person that you are and express yourself. So as an example, just so that you know, 4.5 years I've been doing these Monday motivation videos, as well as thousands of videos, whether they're on my YouTube channel, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or even here on Facebook, as well as thousands of Facebook Lives. And I have been speaking to you for about 17 minutes or so. Those are the only notes I've got. It says Move It Monday Motivation, or Move It MM, and it says Med for meditation and M for movement, and that's it. I'm able to structure what I talk about in a way that feels natural, and I'm able to do this because I know this stuff about movement, and because I've done so many thousands of videos. I've had plenty of practice. Do I get it perfect and right every time? Definitely not. But now I have the confidence to be able to show up, speak to you on camera, talk to you about these kinds of things without feeling like I'm crumbling. Even when somebody might type something that feels a bit off, it won't be enough to have me running for the hills. And I want you to have that same confidence when you're putting yourself out there, especially now, especially for those of you that are professionals, because video is and always has been a great way to get yourself out there. But just, in the last year, you've seen more importance of it. We're having to conduct business, having to do schools on there, having to network more on there. And I want everyone to be as comfortable and authentic and themselves on camera as I feel. So that's one of my missions in helping you to be visible. So finally, the other thing that I would say is, especially during these times, a lot of us are working more from our computers. So there's no surprise to me that there's been the rise of the standing desk. Not something that I've invested in yet, something I would like to get. So the rise of the standing desk. Now, whilst I'm sitting down and bringing this to you at the moment, there are things you can do. You can stand up. You can stand up during your day, invest in a standing desk so you've got the posture right, but you can improvise. If you're doing something on video and you've got a stand like I have now, you can do this standing up. Quite often I do. And that allows you to move. Now, even though I'm sitting down, I'm moving because I'm expressing and speaking to you. However, even when you're standing up, you can move. And make sure that when you are working this week, especially if you are working behind the computer, you take good screen breaks where you walk away, maybe walk around the block outside, and also time away from your computer. Far too many people that I know in business will sit behind the computer, log on at 9, maybe take a break at midday, or only if they need to go to the loo. And other than that, will be sat behind their computer all day. So make sure that you take a break and use a movement. So for those of you who loved hearing what I shared, please do share this video. Don't keep this a secret. So many of us need to be able to self-motivate for our Mondays, for our mornings, and for our weeks. For those of you who have already booked your tickets for this week's event, I'm so excited. You're able to get me for 3 whole days at a fraction of a price that you would even get from me for an hour. So I'm so grateful to you that have booked. We've got people from Australia, we've got people from the US, we've got someone that's booked from Ireland, and we've got people from the UK. So it's a truly international bunch. And to boot, we have people do all sorts of things. We've got somebody that helps you to with your diet. We've got someone that talks about veganism. We've got somebody that reads tarot cards. We've got somebody who helps you with your values and purposes. We've got a sobriety specialist. We have, I'm trying to think who else we've got. We've got a lot of people. We've got somebody that helps you with technical stuff. We've got a real mixture of people, and what I love about that is you all get to meet each other, and you all get to spend 3 days together. We get to spend 3 days together helping you to get out there now. I'm going to be talking a lot about what's different for 2021 and what might not have even existed in 2020, let alone any time before that or in the last 10 and a half years that I've been teaching this stuff. So I'm so excited. It really is your last chance to get a ticket, because the ticket sales will be cut off tomorrow, because any preparation after that is probably going to have you in kind of too late to be able to get everything done. So if you want to know more about that, have a look at the big banner at the top of the screen. You'll see the links up there. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have a wonderful Monday. I'm just going to read this comment out from Tracy. Tracy is saying that she usually does videos standing up, brings a different energy for me and feels more natural. Absolutely, something that I'm an advocate of and something that I talk a lot about in the Visibility Vibes Tribe group. I've even had testimonials from people saying this, so it does bring a different energy. For me, I'm so comfortable on camera, I could do a video lying down in bed now. I can do them standing up or sitting down and hopefully bring the same sort of energy to the camera. So let me know about your video journeys. Tracy, I don't think I've ever seen any of your videos, interestingly enough. So perhaps go into the Vibes Tribe and say hi to everyone in there again, and do a video to introduce yourself. Eunice, if you're still watching, go in and say hi and do a video. You don't need to promote, you don't need to pitch, just need to say hi, let people know a bit about you and what you do. Let them know what you love and what you don't love. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next Monday Motivation, which will be the same time next Monday, which by next Monday will be 7:30 BST, British Summer Time, because the clocks would have changed. So can't wait to see you there. Would love to hear if you have any challenges with either speaking, putting yourself out there, being visible, or even video, let me know. And if you'd like someone to work with through that, then send me a message here. Let me know where you're stuck, and I might be able to recommend either a resource that I've got or maybe a private session or two of how we can get you out there. Can't wait to see what you share. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And thank you for sending the love across the screen. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.